This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and does not substitute for professional medical advice. Please seek a medical professional or healthcare provider if you're seeking any medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Thanks, everyone.
Hey everyone, the episode you're about to hear is from our Patreon and normally only available as a video to our subscribers. By supporting us on Patreon, you get access to exclusive NSFW videos and episodes too hot for general release. To give you a taste, we're airing this audio version publicly, but subscribe to see the uncensored video along with a lot of other uncensored video episodes. Your pledge helps us keep producing our free podcasts while providing our patrons engaging audio content and spicier video content on our Patreon. Head to patreon.com/funnymedicinepodcast to join and see our even wilder side in medicine. Quick disclosure that unfortunately the audio in this episode is not the best. We figured it out and it was because I decided to use a different audio recording source and it just won't be happening again for the next one, but we still wanted to put it out there because it's just such a good episode and we had so much fun recording it, and I hope you guys have a blast with it because we definitely did. We'll see you in the next one. I have to still crack my open. I can't with my nails. Okay, there it goes. There it goes. Camera. Yeah. Okay, hi. And welcome to episode 3.
Patreon! I'm so used to starting off the podcast and I'm not looking at the camera.
I know. And it's like getting close to the microphone and everything and all that. So
I need to stop looking at myself here.
I mean, you know, it's
I don't know how people do this on YouTube.
I don't know either. You know, they have they have different like
and like now I understand they used to say, oh, you know, we talk into a camera and there's like no one there. I feel like if I'm talking to the video, I feel like I see another person.
Yeah.
So I'm more motivated to like hear.
Right.
But I have to focus.
But we have to like ignore that our faces are being projected down here. Yeah. FYI. But
exactly. So if you see us looking down here,
we're just double checking
that everything still looks good.
Because this is only episode 3 of us recording this. So
and we're in my house. My house is still not ready. So that's like very like plain Jane. You just have a closet. An empty closet.
Yeah, and it might be a little echoey, but we're a nomadic podcast.
Yeah,
we're here, we're there, we're everywhere. It's part of our chart.
I know. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, come on. We're not like these, you know, super.
I think it's even a little bit more personal.
Yeah, exactly. We're at my house now. We're at her house. You know, everybody's houses.
We're gonna need like a little luggage though, because
I need the little
equipment. Our
shopping
is growing. And thank you to everyone that's been doing the tip jar.
Thank you
because
so
all that stuff
much.
We use for like our equipment. So.
Exactly, and it's only gonna help us get better equipment, you know, and all that, so you could hear us, see us better, all that good stuff, and pay for all their subscriptions. These software things are not cheap.
No, they're not cheap, but they're really good.
But they're so freaking good.
If you compare our first podcast episode to now,
night and day,
guys, I'm sick, so I'm gonna be having.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first week of back to school. We're all gonna get sick eventually. She's first now. Probably in the next one, it's gonna be me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just surprised that the first week of school has ended and I'm not sick. And my kid's not sick yet.
Nora lasted 3 days.
Yeah.
And on the third day, so actually no, she lasted 2 days. Because on the third day, I gave her some Motrin and I sent her to school.
Yeah. No, you have to do that.
And then I was like, I'm not gonna get sick. I'm a pediatrician. I literally have kids coughing in my face every day.
Yeah.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
These daycare viruses are.
And I know literally had told you that like a few days ago, remember? I'm like, oh, just prepare. You guys are probably gonna get sick. But then I retracted because I'm like, you're a pediatrician. Probably not. and then still no.
No, I can barely hear. My ears are clogged.
Oh, well, she did take a COVID test, it's negative, so
Yeah,
it's just one of the run-of-the-mill, freaking whatever. But anyways, we
It
already
was COVID. There's nothing that I'm gonna do anyways.
COVID these days is a cold.
Yeah, I mean, I'm scared shitless that it's like one day not to be a cold anymore.
But it's the world we live in.
I know, but like, then again, I'm like scared shitless of flu, so and RSV and all these things. Which, anyways, okay. So episode 3,
What
Stop
are we talking
looking.
about?
we're talking about this like really cool thing.
So-
that Julie sent me.
So
I wish I had more time to read these things.
that's why I'm here for you, girl. I'm here for you. I give you
Julie,
the outlines.
I look at these notes and I'm like, where did you get this? Like, this is so cool.
I'll be posting all of this up. But, anyway, these are the notes. And the name of this, is pretty much the man who spends $2 million a year to look 18 is swapping blood, hold on, with his father and son.
Yeah.
Bro, people are like doing whatever they can for anti-aging.
Yeah.
And what like really, really got me into this is that you know how there's all these massive conspiracy theories from years ago now about the elite taking the blood of children and that's why they're child trafficking and all that because they're taking blood of children. And then you read this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy just went out there and it's like, I'm doing it for my own child.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like,
He didn't have a choice. He's giving me his blood.
yeah.
It's another liter of blood that he took.
We're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
And it's like, what if those conspiracies? That's a whole big rabbit hole. We're just presenting to you here the facts of Bloomberg is the one that came out with this article and whatnot, and we'll summarize it here for you guys. And of course, I'll be posting all the links and whatever.
And the lead doctor in this?
he's 29 years
29.
old.
Yeah. That's what I was
Then
gonna
we serve
say.
that. We're 34,
I'm 34.
and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Oxford
Yeah.
and all this shit." I'm like, I don't give a
29.
I don't give a fuck where
And
you're from.
he
You're
is
29.
He's doing some major research in anti-aging that I'm just
Well,
like,
because this guy is funding the shit out of it.
yeah.
This guy is like just, anything. So he's like, all right, fuck it, let's do this,
Yeah.
And he's literally, well, he says it here. He's using him as a guinea pig for his experiments on anti-aging. And he's allowing it because he feels like, it's going to keep him alive for whatever.
There's been so much research on anti-aging because really we live in a very advanced medical world. Like from where we started to where we are today
Oh, yeah.
is very, very different. Thankfully, we have a lot of advances in medicine for a lot of different pathologies and treatments and stuff like that. But anti-aging is still like a huge thing because we all need to realize that it's,
The natural
we are not
process.
immortal.
Natural process of our life.
It is a natural process of life. People will age. Cells, like DNA gets older. We have more damage, oxidative stress. That's why they're constantly saying, and even in this article, he says they start off with diet and exercise.
Yeah.
So
it's a huge component.
It's a huge component.
Yeah. Like, we're going to get into that of, like, what he eats, all the things he does. It's
Yeah, I had
bonkers.
pizza this morning.
I
I'm like
skipped
thinking
breakfast.
about. I'm like over here. Yeah, anti-aging, exercise, diet. I exercised yesterday,
Me too.
but my dad was like, "Anyone want pizza?" Order pizza. And
You're
I was
like- Right fucking here.
"Mommy,
8 in the morning, right here.
bacon and onion, please."
Honestly,
All I needed was an egg.
honestly,
Can you
if
imagine an egg
ever,
on top of a pizza.
I was the only one awake
Stop.
before I drove over here. I was the only one awake. But if somebody would have offered me a pizza, I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, let's go."
Yeah.
I just drank
I love-
coffee,
I love pizza.
did my face because anti-aging is a bitch.
Do you like
And
cold
then got
pizza
here.
or hot pizza?
Hot pizza.
Okay.
You're like Mario.
I love cold.
Fuck, man, stop
I
being
love
like Mario.
cold pizza.
My God, you guys are too identical. It's creepy. He's literally like you. Like, he'll go to the refrigerator and
And just start eating pizza. Yeah.
what the fuck? What? I've
With a
tried
little
it.
ranch or blue cheese.
Idéntica. Same fucking thing. Just different plumbing. Like, it's crazy. It's like,
Yeah. I don't recommend pizza in the morning, but go ahead and have it. It's so good.
whatever. I mean, I'm soon gonna start. You're soon gonna start hearing. I will know noises happening because my stomach's gonna be like, "Yo,
You didn't eat?
no, I just had
Oh.
coffee in there right now." Because everybody was sleeping.
Probably gonna be making whale noises for different reasons. My stomach is like,
It's like,
it's 9 o'clock in
can
the
you
morning.
stop
like,
popping
"Jesus." Yeah, I know. And that too. And I'm sick.
man.
And I'm sick, so if I sound really annoying and nasally, please forgive me.
But guys, we're here for you.
Yeah,
We're here
we're
for
having
you.
fun. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, it is a miracle that we got Julie out of bed before 10 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I had like 5 times. I like 5 times hit that snooze button this morning.
When you texted me at 8 o'clock and you're like, hey, I'm up, grabbing coffee, putting on my makeup, and throwing on a pair of jeans, I was like, who is this?
Podcasting Julie, that's who it is. I am, dude.
I woke up this morning and she had like 8 different episodes already documented. I was like, I need what you're having. What are you eating?
I'm not eating anything.
This is the anti-aging that we need. What are you eating?
The problem is that I'm like that ADD, ADHD person that when I focus my energy onto something, I become like a workaholic into that thing. Like I just invest all of my attention and energy into it. So like yesterday I was like, well, I posted it up like a photo of me like outside. Kiddo was playing with his sand and whatever doing his thing, and I'm out there like, maybe that's where I got my fucking dent in my computer from.
Oh, maybe.
I have a mystery dent on my computer, which is
it's pretty
really
big.
ticking me off because my OCD is like, why is it there? But anyway, okay, that's a massive tangent, and we just said only the title of this.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so basically this guy, he's, how old is he?
Well, he's 45 years old, but
45.
his
He is-
son is 17 years old.
But the guy that's doing the 45-year-old.
Yeah, the person that the doctor is experimenting and trying to do the anti-aging.
He's the owner of Venmo, right? Or like the
no,
creator of Venmo?
no, but it's something similar to that. Is what he did, and then it was like a big company did really well, and he sold it over to eBay.
Yeah.
So then he's
Kind of on Venice Beach,
like,
California.
he's super fucking rich, but
Yeah.
hence why he's able to spend $2 million a year
Yeah.
on all this stuff.
Yeah.
But
But the entire basis of it is that he's swapping blood.
with a
son.
17-year-old.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
That is a very interesting conversation and dynamic
That's
to
a lot
have
of
with your
blood.
father.
A liter of blood is a lot.
A lot. Anyway, yeah, because you have a total, which is here, of 5 liters of blood
Yeah, like around.
in your whole body, and you're swapping a whole ass liter.
Yeah.
So this guy's name is Bryan Johnson, and since there's 3 males in this Johnson family, and they all have Johnson as a last name, we're gonna just name them by first name basis.
Yeah.
Bryan is the 45-year-old that is obsessed with his anti-aging and is doing all these things. His son's name is Talmadge. I had to like go to pronouncenames.com to figure that out.
Tal. We're gonna call him Tal.
Tal. So he's 17, and he's this guy's son, and he gives his dad the liter of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's part of this whole, and then the doctor's last name is Zolman.
Zolman, yeah. Dr. Zolman.
And he's a 29-year-old from Oxford, I guess, spearheading this experiment thing going on situation.
Honestly, like, all power to you, man. You are 29.
He lucked
I don't
out.
know. I don't know if the medical system is a little different in
England?
In England.
But the thing is that he's not doing this in England only. He's doing this over here in Dallas.
No, I'm saying like how he's
and-
29.
No,
You know what I mean? Because like here in the U.S.,
Oh, yeah.
it's like it takes forever for you to get to med school. That's why they like make fun of us. They're like, we're graduating med school like in a wheelchair. Okay.
Yeah. And then by the time that you pay off your student debt,
It's like you can't even
in the grave.
Yeah.
You're in the grave at that point.
Yeah. But like here in the U.S., it's like you go you go to elementary, middle, high school. Then after high school, you do 4 years of college, university. And then you do 4 years, depending, it's a little change right now, but depending, maybe 3 to 4 years of medical school. Then you do your specialization.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Which depends on what you want to go into.
because
So-
like surgeons have 5 years
Yeah.
versus other ones have like 3 years. I don't know
yeah,
which one.
and
That's
neurosurgery has 7.
good luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you can further specialize.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You can further specialize. You could do double certifications too. So people that do 2 residencies. It's pretty crazy, like how long it can take for someone. And then this kid is 29. So I graduated medical school at 32.
Yeah.
And I didn't really I wasn't so abnormally off path either.
No.
Like I did my 4
You
years
didn't
of
even
college
and
and
then take a gap year or
I
anything.
did. I took a gap year
Yeah, but still,
to like
it's
work
1 year.
and get experience because God forbid you don't have experience when you're applying to medical school.
It's like, how the fuck are you gonna have
Yeah.
experience? Like, I've been studying my whole
whole life. So, but they want you to have experience regardless. And then, so by the time that I graduated, I was 32.
32. And this
guy is 29 and is doing some crazy research.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna dive into that now. Okay, so talking about where he got all this money from, like you had briefly mentioned before. So Bryan, the guinea pig, he made a name for himself in the tech field. You know, that's why he lives in Silicon Valley and the whole thing. As the former head of Braintree, which is a digital
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It wasn't Venmo. It was Braintree.
digital payments company owned by Venmo. So
Okay.
you weren't far off. And it kind of does like the same thing, you know, in a
Yeah.
sense, but whatever. And then he pocketed a fortune after selling it to eBay, which is somewhere else out here. And then now he's doing all these body-focused anti-aging experiments and whatnot with this doctor because he opened up something called Project, what is it? Blueprint. So then all of this, he's putting it into there. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I wonder. So he's not only a guinea pig, but he's also part of the study. Like he's putting in money into the study.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's just throwing everything at it.
He's just
Yeah.
I'll give you my money, my body, and my son.
And his father, which is the other thing that I was going to say. That's why there's three of them. Because it's him, his son, and his father, Richard.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought it was just the father and the son.
No,
it's the three.
The three of them.
Wait, where does the dad come from? Name?
We're going to get there now. So then, here. So at a clinic near Dallas, that's why he's all over. He's over there in England. He's in Venice Beach. And then he's also at a clinic in Dallas.
In
where
Dallas, yeah.
He does all these things. His dad is 70.
Where the clinic had to be completely funded and brand new, okay? And it's not just a regular clinic, like a pop-up clinic that you can put. No, this is has to be pristine and able to do research and appropriate and
have all of that. I mean, you have to have the equipment to freaking pull out a liter of blood.
Yeah.
Transfuse it, do all the things, take out the plasma, do all of that blood work. You have to have that equipment
Yeah.
to then put it back into another person.
Yeah.
That's a lot of equipment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about the equipment at the hospitals where we
Right.
do these type of things, and the equipment is big. They're definitely bulky. You can definitely fit them into a small room, probably. But I don't know why. What are the logistics of these machines? But I don't think it's just that. I think that because it's a research and all of that stuff, then well, I'm hoping that it's some sort of authenticated research.
Yeah, I can only hope so too. But anyway,
It's not just hey, yeah, let's go start transfusing and see what happens.
I mean, he has a team of 30 doctors.
Yeah.
So
So just 30 doctors or whatever, it's gonna be a big place.
Yeah, and they're all with different specialties.
Yeah.
Zolman's the head guy here. He's pretty much directing the whole experiment. But then they have a whole freaking team, taking measuring all his vitals, doing
you have
all
to.
these things. You have to, because one guy is not gonna, have the know-how for all those specialties.
Yeah.
I mean, so anyways, his dad is involved in all of this, and he's 70 years old, and his name is Richard. And they call this a trigenerational blood swabbing treatment.
So a 70-year-old, a 45-year-old,
And a
17-year-old.
Yeah. So how it works is the fitness nut, because now they also say that he's a fitness nut because we'll get to that. He undergoes the same procedure, but there's one key addition. After having his own blood drained, Talmadge, the
17-year-old.
Yeah. Talmadge's plasma is then fed into Bryan's veins, according to Bloomberg. Talmadge, this is how it goes in the three-person system. Talmadge goes first, the 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Having a liter of his blood removed and converted via a machine into its piece parts, which is a batch of liquid plasma and then a batch of red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets.
Yeah. So basically, just so people understand, if I draw out my blood, right, we have a lot of different things, a lot of different cells in our blood.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we do is that we put it in a machine and we centrifuge it. So basically, we spin it. Okay, like think of the gravitron. Like that's the ride that like people like everything. So what happens is that all the particles start separating based on weight. So the heaviest things on the bottom and the lightest things like on the top. So what ends up happening is that bottom coat is going to be your red blood cells. Okay, so that's like our hemoglobin, like all that stuff, right? So red blood cells. Then there's something called the buffy coat.
Okay.
So the buffy coat is what has all of our leukocytes and platelets, which is like our infectious cells, and our platelets, which is what clots our blood. And then the top layer is the plasma.
Okay.
So the plasma is like basically like what we use. It's like what people use for like injecting to like rejuvenate things.
Okay.
The vampire facials that are very famous, they use plasma.
Episode of that coming up soon,
Yeah, they use plasma, so that's the part that they want to transfuse.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, so then that's what they're talking about, piece parts. Bryan next undergoes the same process and then has an additional procedure in which his son's plasma is fed into his own veins. Like you said, it's the anti-aging, all that stuff. Richard, the oldest, a 70-year-old, goes last and receives Bryan's plasma after making room for the fluids by having his own blood drained.
Yeah.
So it goes from 17-year-old to the 45-year-old and then to the 70-year-old.
Yeah. And what does a 17-year-old get? Nothing?
Nothing. Youth.
A bolus of normal saline.
Jesus, that's gotta be a very interesting, like,
That's a whole liter. I'm sure they gave him some fluids after
you
to hydrate him.
You imagine being a fly in the wall in a dinner, like a normal everyday dinner in this family.
I don't want to.
I don't want to either, but I'd be a fly in the wall.
Yeah.
It's like,
Can you imagine these kids like friends at school? It's like, what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm giving my dad my blood.
and he also has to have this super strict regimen in what he eats and what he does and all that stuff.
True.
Dude, this
It's
poor
kind of
kid.
it's kind of sounded very weird. It's kind of sounded like what's that show on Netflix? Black Mirror.
Yeah,
Sounds something along Black Mirror.
100%. This sounds like a Black Mirror episode, but anyway, so that's how it goes for this tri-generational blood swapping situation here. So then, like I said, he has a team of 30 doctors and I can't say that.
Regenerative.
That health experts overseeing his regimen, which has come to include making trips to the Dallas area clinic that she was talking about for a plasma exchange. The team, led by Zolman, the 29-year-old, he got Bryan's attention because all he wanted to do when he was in Oxford and all that stuff was focus his energy into anti-aging. Like, he obsessively read about all the scientific literature and the longevity, how can you increase a person's life and all that stuff. So they hit it off immediately because that's exactly what Bryan wants. He wants to practically live for as long as he can, looking the same way.
Yeah, not only that, but he mentions specifically what he wants. He wants his organs to also be
Yes.
the
Yes.
So heart, lungs, liver, kidneys. He even talks about penis and rectum, and I was like, damn, no one thinks about the rectum, but yeah, you kind of you don't want to lose that.
Yeah. He wants to have the penis and rectum of an 18-year-old. I don't think I've had a thought ever in my life until right now of the aging of my rectum.
Or the aging of my vagina.
Yeah,
I mean, there is rejuvenation.
Yeah, that's fine.
And stuff like that.
Okay, anyway, so...
But these are organs, right? So I would definitely want it. If someone asked me, do you want the 18-year-old or the 34-year-old rectum? I'm going to go probably for the 18-year-old. I don't know.
Wait, do you take easier
random,
shit? But do you take easier shits? What do you get out of that?
I don't know. I just don't know. My rectum is fully functional right now. So
That's what I'm saying. What do you get from having a young rectum? You could hold your shit better?
I don't know if maybe the older one, the 70-year-old, maybe his rectum is not as strong anymore. Maybe he has accidents. And then maybe he's like, I want my 45-year-old son's rectum.
And then he wants a 17-year-old.
And then he wants a 17-year-old. Why? I don't know, but okay.
Okay, who the hell was the woman that decided to procreate with this man?
Yeah. I don't know, but money talks.
If this is like, you imagine how insufferable it has to be to just have a conversation with this man, let alone have a child. Fuck off to oblivion and beyond. Like, no puedo. No puedo. Which is, I mean, he's single, so.
Yeah.
That,
Okay. Well, there we
well,
go.
he says it that it's very hard to date. I'm like, no shit. I wonder why. I wonder why it's so hard to date for you. I find it hard to read about you. I can't. That dating profile has to be like, I don't know.
Can you imagine me showing up with a croqueta?
The smell of it.
No, the smell
smell
of it ages him 80 years.
Ages him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, okay. So getting the program up and running, like this anti-aging whatever program, required an investment of several $1 million, including the cost of the medical suite at Bryan's home. So he has a fucking medical suite in his Venice, California.
All right. Okay.
Which makes sense because he has to go daily. He has to daily track all his vitals and do all of these exams.
He is literally a guinea pig.
Yeah. Dude,
He is a lab rat.
yeah.
And that's your life.
Bro,
And you can't go like outside. Like you have to like keep to a certain.
there's no breaks.
There's no variable like a constant. Like there has to be some sort of control. That's what I wanted to say. A control.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't do anything outside. Like you can't have like random ass cravings and stop by Taco Bell.
Negative.
Probably.
Negative. Anyway.
Wow, that's crazy.
So the $2 million that we talked about earlier, it was because this year he's on track to spend at least $2 million on his body.
Thanks.
At least.
Pocket change.
Yeah, nothing. Bro, grab those $2 million and go to fucking Venice, Italy. Not Venice, California. Venice, Italy.
Have you been to
Go to Mykonos.
California?
No.
Honestly, I didn't like it at all. It's very dirty.
Whatever. Dude, I'd be traveling the world. I'd be like, I'd not be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. So he wants to have, like we said, the brain, heart, liver, kidneys, tendons. He also thinks about his tendons.
Arthritis? Okay. He's not wrong.
Teeth, skin, hair, bladder, penis, and rectum of an 18-year-old. Okay. Fabulous. So in 2021, Zolman, the doctor, he opened a firm, which is called 20, like the number 20, and then 1 spelled out. Consulting Ltd. in Cambridge, England. And then, quote from him, "My goal is to prove through biostatistics a reduction of aging of 25% across all 78 organs by 2030. It's an extremely hard and crazy idea." By 2030, dude, that's like right there. We're 7 years from now.
Yeah, but he's trying to reach a certain percentage. So I don't know.
Alright, for beginners, his treatment offered a sliding scale, focuses on basics of improving diet and exercise. More expensive programs, they go over $1,000 an hour for these anti-aging procedures in this company of his.
I'm trying to think. So a 25%. So I'm just doing the math for myself.
Yeah.
So that is what, 7 years from now?
Yes.
So 7 years from now, I'm going to be 41.
Oh God,
So that means that at the age of 41,
yeah,
I would be feeling like a 30-year-old. That's just 25%.
so younger than we are right now.
Yeah. So that's 10 years. So I would be like, if I just did it right now,
Yeah.
then I would be, probably like 8 years, not a total. of
Right.
10. So like maybe like, I don't know. That's not, damn, I'd be feeling like I'm 25 or 26. I don't know if I had the back pain in the morning when I was 25.
Or my plantar fasciitis. I definitely didn't
Yeah.
have that. Definitely did not have
Maybe
that.
I do want this transfusion.
Maybe I do want the tendons of an 18-year-old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because of the colon. I don't think the colon's gonna make a major difference, but the tendons.
And my rectum's fine.
Yeah, same. Same.
Full disclosure.
Same. Full disclosure. If anyone's interested.
But my tendon on my foot, I mean, I know fasciitis is also whatever, but dude, there's something fucked with my foot. Like, it's just chronic at this point. Like,
Yeah.
I want an 18-year-old foot.
I'm an 18-year-old's foot.
Every morning I wake up like,
Oh my god. That bad.
fuck, bro. All the time. All the time. I even have foot massagers.
Yeah, you told me.
And everything. It kind of helps, but whatever. It's clearly not this.
Yeah.
I'm not spending over $1,000 to help my foot be an 18-year-old foot.
You need to inject plasma.
An hour. I keep forgetting that. It's $1,000 an hour. And it's not even it's over that. Per hour. Yeah, whatever. So clearly it's in Bryan's bracket. You know, money and whatever. There's a lot of testing, therapies, health aid devices, you know, all that stuff. That's what he has in this company of this anti-aging stuff that he has going on. So there's no person, this is a quote from him, there is no person in the world who is 45 chronologically, but 35 in every organ. If we can eventually prove clinically and statistically that Bryan has made that change, then we will be such a large effect size that it will have to be causative of the intervention and beyond what's genetically possible.
Yeah, so basically what they're trying to say is that it's going to be like causative of the intervention. So what they're doing, the blood transfusion, it's going to be a result of that. Exactly.
Okay, now that makes sense. Okay.
And they've
Alright.
been saying that which goes beyond genetically possible. So like
Right.
basically all the stuff that we have, like our genes and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
Right,
this
that
is
we're
like,
reversing aging.
okay, understood. All right, so people have been intrigued with this. Okay, this is where I took a rabbit hole. I saw that Bloomberg, they had a reference link to this because in the 1950s there was a study with mice. And I'm like, ooh, what's that study? And it was an anti-aging study in the 1950s. And anything in the 1950s, when it comes to medicine,
I know. It's very interesting.
that's a great politically correct word of saying it because we had like lobotomies, we
Yeah.
had crazy fucking shit happening back then. So anyway, so I'm like, and this
I'm
comes
worried
up.
about it.
Yeah. And the experiments with these mice suggested that older rodents experience rejuvenating effects by absorbing the life force of their younger counterparts. Now, how did these people do it in the 1950s? They literally conjoined two rats together and then they measured them out. And I'm talking about conjoined them. So, like, they just stitched them up, put them together.
Like their circulatory systems.
Yeah.
They
Merged
linked
it.
them.
Yeah. They merged it.
So the older rodent was getting blood of the older rat, and the
And
older rat was getting the blood
vice
of
versa.
the younger rat.
Exactly. So then eventually the blood from the younger rat flowed into the older and vice versa. The team later noticed that the older rat's cartilage looked more youthful than it would have if it would not have received the younger blood, the more youthful blood. So then that experiment went untouched for over 50 years and scientists discovered that older tissues had the same number of stem cells as younger ones, invalidating a theory that the quantity of stem cells to a parent tissue age. Older tissues had the same number of stem cells, so what caused the aging?
Yeah, they didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't know. So that's where all of this, that kind of like rocketed over that whole theory of like, oh, so blood can work
Yeah.
as an anti-aging thing, because if this older rat, we saw like benefits in his cartilage and whatever from getting blood from
Yeah.
the younger rat, then hey, let's test that out. So it went on to that and whatever, and I'll link that study if anybody is more interested in reading that. It's pretty bonkers, but anyway.
Julie just had a moment.
Yeah, so I was just like confirming some stuff, and yeah, we were, Evie was right about the whole leaders and whatever, and wanted to triple check that, but it's just like, okay, we're gonna talk now about his diet, and I'm like, I don't want to live like that.
She said, "Motherfucker is vegan too."
He's also vegan.
I just love the way she said it.
Yeah, because you're like living like a lab rat.
Can't even have a joke
And on top of that, you're a vegan. Look, if you're a vegan by choice, all power to you. Like, if you like it, whatever, it worked for you.
Yeah.
Great. For me, personally, does not work.
Yeah,
Would never. Would never.
I've had a ton of like vegan food and
Yeah,
stuff, and
some of it tastes great,
Yeah, no, but I mean, I think like, have you been to Blanca Queen?
No, I haven't. But you told me that it's
It's
good.
really good.
That's
but-
Sunday.
Like, okay, I think vegan food has come a very long way.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like before, if you were vegan, there wasn't a lot of options. It was like tofu. That's it, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, there's people that like literally make like watermelon steaks.
I
Have
saw
you
that.
seen that?
Yes.
I want to throw up when I see it.
That's what I was gonna say.
I
I'm
can't imagine that. But apparently, it's fine. And like people
Goosebumps.
that have like meat, like shredded pork, but it's jackfruit.
Bro,
Almost just threw up.
the Cuban in me had an MI. The Cuban in me just like, you're gonna tell me.
But I think it's come a long way. So I do think before it was.
Hold on.
What?
Take advantage of that situation right there before you move forward with your actual good points versus my shitty ones. We hit 100 Patreons. Let's say we hit if we hit
I was saying we hit 100 Patreons.
bro.
I was like, how are you breaking this to me right now?
Bro, I would have been pulling up to this house like beyond. What I'm saying is, let's do a goal. If we do hit 100 patrons, whatever, we will try the jackfruit, pork.
All right, deal.
Thing.
We'll make it a whole video.
Yeah, we'll try that. And if we could find it, the watermelon steak thing.
Yeah, the watermelon steak.
Those two things.
I think the watermelon has to be grilled. So we'll do some grilling. We'll have Mario to grill it.
No. We'll get it from an actual place that does that. Let's not torture ourselves too hard here. And I can only imagine Mario trying to grill a watermelon. Absolutely not. Like,
That's like been marinating in soy, by the way.
that Celsius literally just came back up here.
I didn't know Julia was so sensitive to these things. But anyway, so what I was saying is that vegan food has come a very long way. And there's this really great restaurant called Planta Queen. I think it's a chain because they've opened up a couple. What is that?
Clemmy ends.
Oh. I was like, what is that? What is that?
100 patrons, I'll do it. I will do it for 100 patrons. Yeah. I'll have a trash can next to me, but I'll
Oh my god, you're getting up early in the mornings. You're so productive. You're gonna start being a vegan.
I'm getting hot now.
She already promised it, so
No, it's
I guess we're doing it.
Oh my god, I have goosebumps thinking about that. Fuck. I want to play 100 patrons, but fuck.
So I think it's come a long way. So, and this guy has like $2 million, $2 million that he's investing. Like, I'm sure he orders like the best vegan food out there that probably tastes like a freaking Big Mac.
Well, the reporter, the Bloomberg reporter, like she has dinner with him eating this food, and I mean, we'll get into that.
Okay.
Like what she says, it's pretty damn.
Oh,
funny.
okay, perfect.
Like, and she, just to top it off, like to summarize it, like she said some of it was pretty damn good. Like you're saying, like I don't know how they did this, but damn good.
And some of
And then
them
there was the
taste
other part that
very
it was just like,
earthy.
and then it's also the look of it too, like how it looks, because you can only make something like that's not supposed to be that. Anyway, but
Anyways.
so talking about his diet for his experiments, all this bunch of stuff, he has 1,977 vegan calories a day.
1,000?
977 vegan calories a day.
Okay.
So he's under the 2,000.
2,000, yeah.
But these are just vegan.
Okay.
Like there's nothing else.
Okay.
Strict vegan calories. So super clean, super all of that stuff. Then he exercises an hour a day, high intensity, 3 times a week. And then he goes to sleep at the same time every night, right? And then he does that after 2 hours of wearing glasses that block blue light out.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
Blue light glasses. I mean, I know those are the ones that you use like when you're looking at the screen too much and stuff. So.
Yeah, but he goes to sleep after wearing those glasses for 2 hours. I don't know. I'm not Dr. Zolman here, so.
Yeah. I'm not this 29-year-old genius.
So then he, on top of that, this is why I will never be this person. He wakes up at 5 a.m. every day. So he's a vegan. He wakes up every morning at 5 a.m.
Does he have coffee?
No, probably not. It'll probably age him like 15, 20 years if he has a sip of fucking
He
caffeine.
probably has beets.
Exactly.
You know, like people like
Yeah,
take beets
yeah.
for pre-workout.
Exactly.
Oh, there you go.
I'm here for you, girl. Anyway, but yeah, like, so he wakes up at 5 a.m. every morning. He takes 24 supplements and medicines. 24. 24 of them. I'm not making this up. This is straight from the article.
What does he take?
There's
Oh my
lycopene.
god,
Here we
my
go.
stomach hurts just thinking about all those vitamins. Yeah, and supplements.
So I knew you were gonna ask me, so here it is.
Yeah.
There's lycopene for artery and skin health, because his arteries better be intact because he's fucking pushing in there a liter and pushing out there a liter too. So his arteries have to be like perfect. Metformin to prevent bowel polyps. I thought it was a diabetes drug.
Hold on a second. No.
I just thought
I just got thrown off real quick.
It's like a very classical diabetes drug.
Metformin for polyps.
Bowel polyps. They're very into.
This is the thing.
They're. Oh, it's okay. I'm telling you. Live reaction right here. I mean, this is why you guys sign up for this.
No, this is like a real thing.
I had never heard of this before.
Metformin's efficacy and safety for colorectal polyps.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Hold on, this is a double-blinded study too.
Send me the link to it. I gotta link all of this.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
They're really into gut health, rectum, and all that.
Gut health is a huge thing, and I think that that's very much part of the future too.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot in the microbiome.
Clearly, they agree because it's very much in all of this that they do.
Okay, yeah, they did a study on using metformin, and it basically suppressed the development of intestinal polyps.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like, this is the thing. Okay, just like a little mini tangent, but this is the thing in medicine that we never stop learning.
No.
Like,
It's like
I hate
work.
school, and I
Yeah.
chose a profession
That you're
where
never gonna
I'm
stop.
never gonna stop.
It's not possible. Until you decide to not practice medicine anymore, like, you're not gonna be able to stop.
Like, just like this whole entire thing that I'm reading about metformin, like stopping the development of polyps and stuff. Like, there's people that have these polyps turn into cancers, and I'm this very very simplified thing that I'm saying, but it's just incredible. Like, could metformin, such a
Yeah.
easily available drug,
Yeah. Yeah. It's not even expensive anymore because, I mean, there's like generics of it. It's been around forever.
is this something that, like, if there's something that's mainly like familial, like polyposis and like all these things, like,
Maybe
is
they
this
should-
something where they can start metformin and
Prevent it.
potentially prevent? I'm like,
mind blown.
wow, okay, and maybe there's something to this guy. Maybe there's,
That's why I'm here for you. Funny medicine, teaching you something every time.
yeah. I'm like, shocked. Okay. Anyways, so he took metformin.
So metformin.
So that's not a supplement. That's an actual medication.
Yeah, you need a prescription for that. Turmeric, black pepper.
Okay, we know the turmeric, and we know that black pepper activates the turmeric.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. So black pepper activates.
That's why a lot of people put black pepper in their smoothies that have some turmeric. It's to activate it.
See, I just learned that too. Okay. And ginger root for liver enzymes and to reduce inflammation.
Okay, I know about a ginger, yeah.
Zinc supplement.
Zinc is very good.
So-
Everyone went on the zinc train during COVID. Vitamin D.
Huge.
Hallelujah. People finally started looking at vitamin D other than bone stuff.
And a microdose of lithium for, he says, brain health. Because he has there's something mentally unstable with this man. My opinion, my opinion, do not come for me. This is my opinion, not based off of anything. I am literally reading the article. I am not making anything up. That was my opinion, and
A
I have
microdose.
and I have the right to my opinion as an American, and freedom of speech. Okay. Then there's an hour-long workout consisting of 25 different exercises and a green juice packed with creatine, flavonoids, collagen peptides, and other goodies. Those are goodies.
I know. Kind of goodies.
Throughout the day, he eats some solid-ish health food.
What? What do you mean solid-ish?
This is, my hands are getting clammy.
This guy's like a 45-year-old eating puree.
My hands are getting clammy again because I know what's coming.
Okay.
With recipes tweaked based on the results of his latest tests. Okay. After eating, Bryan brushes, water picks, and flosses before rinsing with tea tree oil and applying an antioxidant gel. His doctors say that he has a gum inflammation of a 17-year-old.
I need to look into this tea tree situation. I love tea tree oil. I didn't know we could put it on our tea. So I feel like that's something that would be like a TikTok trend.
But to gargle
Tea tree oil. Sometimes. Okay, there's like this tea tree like shampoo that's like very famous.
that's
They're like
great.
a
I've
green
had it.
bottle.
Yeah. I've used it before.
Oh my god! One time I fell in my eyes. So if I almost died with that tea tree in my eyes, imagine like gargling it. Like I would like cough, like inhaling that menthol. I don't know. Just me. Then again, Hispanics love like slapping on some Vicks Vapor Rub like all over you. So maybe there's a method to his madness.
Yeah. So
Anyways.
so apparently his gums are a 17-year-old. That's something. Okay. He's taken
Oral health.
Yeah. Okay. So
He doesn't have any sugar in his diet, I'm sure. So
he's taken 33,537 images of his bowels.
okay. So he probably swallowed like a pill, like one of those camera pills.
Is that it?
Yeah, probably. Well, I'm guessing that that's how.
I'm hoping, because you can't be having all that radiation all the time.
No.
Like
There's like a camera
Uh-huh.
that they swallow and it takes pictures.
Jesus Christ. Anyway.
And then you poop it out. Then you have to collect it to get the images.
Discovered that his eyelashes are shorter than average and probed the thickness of his carotid artery. The fuck do I care about the thickness of my eyelashes, bro?
This is very detailed.
I'm telling you, he's like the ultimate lab rat. They know the thickness of his eyelashes.
Wow.
Like, no, I'm sorry, not thickness, the length, because that they're shorter than average. God forbid. The length of it, like, here. He blasts its pelvic floor with, I just love how they use the word blast.
Yeah.
They blast its pelvic floor with electromagnetic pulses to improve muscle tone in hard to reach places, and has a device that counts the number of his nighttime erections. I said what I said. I read what I read.
Does he also want the erection?
Is he just like randomly like this throughout the night? Is that what's happening here? Is that what a vegan
Honestly,
diet
this
and
is,
all these things do to you? Like,
Honestly, I'm very surprised at everything that this man is doing. This is like kind of crazy. This is definitely an episode of Black Mirror.
yeah. Of late, he's been presenting as a teenager in that regard as well. In battle.
At least one thing on his dating profile. Because the rest isn't looking good for him. I'm sure there's women that are into that though.
Bro, but imagine, and this is paywall, Patreon only conversation here. Imagine having sex with this man though. Bro, you probably can only do it for a certain amount of time in a certain position in a certain.
No, they probably have to give you a sterile bath before.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. You're, and you're probably like background check.
Yeah,
What did
yeah,
you just
yeah.
eat?
Yeah.
No way.
They probably have like the first.
When was the last time you had
diet.
sex? When was the last time you had your period? How often do you clean your vagina? I don't know, like everything. You're probably looked at like a lab rat as well. Because how the hell are you going to taint this lab rat? You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, okay, let's say you pass. You pass that.
Yeah.
Oh. He's probably like, in 3 minutes and 56 seconds, I'm going to ejaculate. I wouldn't doubt it. It's like, I need you to pump I need you to move, or I need you to ride me, or whatever. Think on it.
Yeah.
If his life is like this, how is it having sex with this man?
Can you imagine just like a regular girl, like, do you have a song, like, follow rhythm?
Yeah.
Anything.
Like anything. Like, I don't, okay. Getting out of that headspace. Ooh,
Black hole.
That is a deep black hole. But anyway, so he daily measures his weight, body mass index, and body fat, and he monitors his waking body temperature, blood glucose, heart rate variations, and oxygen levels while sleeping. He also undergoes a fairly constant stream of blood, stool, and urine tests, as well as the whole body MRIs and ultrasounds, plus regular tests aimed more specifically at his kidneys, prostate, thyroid, and nervous system. Okay. So he's getting a lot of radiation. Because if he's getting whole body MRIs...
MRI doesn't have radiation.
Okay, so what...
CTs do.
Oh, so
Yeah.
maybe that's why.
Yeah.
See, that's why we have
MRIs
MRIs.
are
That's
safe.
why I don't do this alone. That's why she's here. You know, it's just the whole basis and foundation of
My
this.
ears are kind of clogged, so I didn't hear you the first time you said it. So I was like, what is he getting? But yeah, MRIs are safe. That's why pregnant.
I just
women
present
do
to her the information, and she fact checks. You know.
Sometimes I'm able to fact check. Other times I'm like, Julie, I have no idea. I have no idea. Medicine is a really big world. I can only learn so much. Like the metformin. I'm fucking blown away by the metformin. My mom was talking to me about metformin today because we were trying to send some to my aunt in Cuba.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm like, you know, just metformin is a whole new meaning. Like now I want to call in like 600 pills for her. Like, I don't know.
Now you're like, everyone's taking metformin.
Everyone takes metformin.
Everybody. It's going to prevent cancer.
All these diabetes medications are having a moment.
They really-
Semaglutide, metformin.
Weight loss,
Yeah.
anti-cancer, like, yo.
No, I'm gonna
Everything.
start investing in the diabetic medications. Anyways, okay.
Amazing. He checks everything. To repair sun damage to his skin.
Oh, and by the way, I was gonna say, a full body MRI. I'm claustrophobic.
Oh,
Have you ever had an MRI before?
Yeah.
I fucking hate.
I didn't know you were
MRIs.
claustrophobic.
Yes, I'm super claustrophobic. I didn't know that I was claustrophobic until they put me in an MRI machine. And I had to get an MRI
Yeah.
of my head. So first of all, the MRI tube is like,
Yeah,
it's literally
yeah.
probably the width of
Yeah.
your like diameter of like your body, like an
Yeah.
average adult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a large adult.
It's a
They
tube.
have the donut ones that it's
Yeah.
like a machine on here and here, and you like go in between, so it's like a sandwich. So you don't feel as claustrophobic because you're able to like move your arms around.
Right.
But still, it's like right on top of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I had to have the one in the tube.
Yeah.
And a head MRI, they put your head, they like put these things like here so that you are like not moving.
Right.
And then they put a cage over your head,
Yeah.
okay? Then they put you in the tube. And then the sound of
Oh,
the
yeah.
MRI machine is really loud.
Yeah.
It's really loud and like very computer-ish.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're having a head MRI or if it's
Yeah.
involved in that, then you can't wear anything in your ears to block it out, can you?
They put they always like offer to put like these headphones.
Right,
That's what they gave me
with
with music.
for-
But I
for
told
the
them, I was
music.
like, don't you dare put music. I'm like, I already have to listen to the MRI. So can you imagine music and the noise of the MRI?
I had it.
I would go crazy. I would go crazy. But then again, I'm claustrophobic. So yeah, I had to do it when I was pregnant with Nora. Yes, I had to do it.
Why?
And because I have this thing called Arnold-Chiari malformation. I'm fine. Okay. It was an incidental finding. Okay.
But why pregnant? Like, why when you were
Because when I wanted to have an epidural, and they wouldn't do a freaking epidural unless I had an updated MRI.
for fuck's sake.
Yeah. And my last MRI had been like 7 years before that. or
That's so
something like that.
stupid.
Yeah, it was really stupid. It was like 4 years. And I was like, is there really necessary?
Yeah. You're a whole ass pregnant. Like, come on.
And it gives me so much anxiety. And I can't have any medications to like calm me down.
Yeah, you're pregnant.
Because I'm pregnant. So I had to do that fucking MRI.
Bro, that's some bullshit.
And I remember just thinking to myself, I was like, I'm doing this for Nora. I'm doing this for Nora. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. I'm like already like cagándose en su madre. Like the shit that I need to do, like all these things. But anyways,
Yeah.
so long story short, having an MRI every single day, like
I don't know if it's every
it gives
single
me anxiety.
I'm not clear if it's every single day.
I'm sure it's often. They're
But it's
taking vials
often.
and they're doing all these things.
It is not every
They
single day.
give them
it's very
supplements
often.
based on yesterday's labs. Like, by the way, like how that's a lot of labs. Like people like taking out like tubes of blood every single day. I cannot imagine that because there's gonna come a point where you're gonna have some sort of anemia from so much blood draws.
I don't know.
I mean, we
I don't know.
we say that for kids, so I'm not in the adult world, so I can't really know if the adults like do that, but I can't imagine because
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't blood every single day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe that's just like a finger poke that they do, and then depending on like. But all right.
Anyway, to repair sun damage to his skin, Bryan applies 7 daily creams and gets weekly acid peels and laser therapy, and he's begun staying out of the sun. So he's becoming a vampire too.
Yeah. This
So-
guy is like legit trying to reverse aging.
But why? Okay, my point here is why you're spending all this time in reversing energy. So you're spending your life trying to reverse aging, to trying to prevent death, but
Yeah.
you are literally not living.
Yeah.
But you're not living.
You're not living. Yeah.
So why are you trying so hard to live when you're not even living?
God, leave it to Julie to take it deep. Okay, we're back.
So to repair sun damage,
Okay.
Bryan applies those 7 daily creams against weekly acid peels and laser therapy. And now,
Weekly acid peels.
yeah. And then, like I said, that he's now turning into a vampire because he
Yeah.
now avoids the sun. So, I don't know. To improve hearing in his left ear, which suffered from childhood hunting. This happened in a childhood hunting trip he suffered.
Oh, okay. Okay.
In Utah. He does sound therapy, which tests the limits of the frequencies he can hear and then produces inaudible sounds that stimulate the cells in his ear and brain. Clinical studies performed at Stanford can help the average person improve their hearing by at least 10 decibels, a significant margin. So he's testing that too.
Okay.
So the next thing that he does, this is something experimental that now he calls fat scaffolding in his face. So you know how we talked in the last episode of Patreon? Was it? Yeah, Patreon. For BBLs that you get lipo from one part of your body, the fat, you put it somewhere else. Well, they're now doing it for the face.
You get one part of the fat and you put it in the face.
But listen to
Because
the
I have powder in my face and I want to get it out. It's a reverse.
He's a reverse of what you want. He
Okay.
wants to put fat into his face.
Yes, because technically, like, the fattier look is like a more youthful.
Exactly.
look.
And they called that fat scaffolding. Like you said, genuine young person.
Yeah.
Face
Actually, like, a little bit of a tangent, but like my two very good Korean friends, when we were studying together, they would like tell me a lot about Korean culture and like Korean makeup trends.
Okay.
And if you notice Korean women, they will do a little bit of dark shadow
Uh-huh.
right under their eyelid, not so low so that it looks like a bag, but
Right.
so that this part
Uh-huh.
looks puffy like a baby,
Oh.
and it makes them look like that baby eye, like puffier, younger kid look.
Koreans just know beauty.
They know beauty.
Yeah, they really
Yeah.
do.
But anyways,
Yeah.
So it just reminded me of that.
So it will take a few months for the fat scaffold to build, and then as it regenerates, it will actually create fat of its own. So then the problem here is that he doesn't have the fat to spare. So he receives that fat from an undisclosed donor.
It's probably his 17-year-old son.
Exactly. That was my thought. Allegedly, our opinion. That was my thought.
I mean, he's using them for the.
He's already using him for the blood. Like, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
shocked if...
Oh, I feel terrible saying this. I'm not like saying like he's like he's using his son. You know, like his son is his father's keeper. You know.
It's our opinion based on what we're reading. It's just,
Yeah.
You know, there's no fact behind it. I'm reading the fact.
His 7-year-old dad probably has a lot of fat.
I know. Maybe it's.
But I doubt that he wants to put anything
He's trying to
older,
not-
yeah, into his body.
So yeah, and it says it here, received from an undisclosed donor.
all right.
So yeah, and then so he'll create.
I love these first impressions. We should do this more often. Like you tell me like really like weird things, and I'm like full reaction.
That's paid for him. Anyway, he says if I do an MRI, then hopefully it will show that I'm identical to an 18-year-old again. God, Jesus,
This guy has a very
he's really, really wanting to be.
he's
18.
gunning for it.
Like he's really gunning for it. But anyway, I mean, he's only gotten to 35, but he wants to get more.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I want to feel young, and you know, like. But I'm very much like okay with the idea of like getting older. I will say though, like when I was in medical school and we had our geriatrics rotation and like our block, it hit me very hard. And
Like aging.
like aging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Like
think
all
about
the
it-
things that
Yeah.
you get like when you're aging. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic because there's a lot of beautiful things that come with aging too.
And that's how you have to view it.
Yes, but it was like very difficult when they're telling you all the things that happen when you age,
Yeah.
and it's very sad sometimes.
Yeah. To come to terms with.
To come to terms with, there will be a time where, like you know, a lot of people say there's gonna be a time where a lot more of my friends are dead than they are alive.
Yep.
And it's like that, like.
Yep.
That always hits me pretty hard. And then I like had this moment in medical school that like it was my geriatric block. I already was like ridden with anxiety. And then I had that block and I remember telling myself, I'm like, do I really want to get to that age?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I get it. And that's why it's like that's that existential crisis that you hit.
yeah.
And that's probably what he can't get over.
Yeah.
And that's why he's doing all of this and spending all of his millions.
But he's not enjoying it.
He's not
Like this guy could most
He's not
likely
living.
like I hope that he's healthy for a very long time. As long as he can be healthy. But like this guy could potentially be like any other person and have like a really poor diagnosis of something and that will just take you out. Or it doesn't even have to be a diagnosis. Like he could literally probably be involved in a car accident. Like
I was literally going to
and I don't want to put that out into the world.
No,
Like, that's not what I'm doing.
but it happens. It's life. You know, anybody that could happen to anybody here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I was going to say at the end of this. Like all of this, everything that we've read and talked about in this episode about this guy.
Yeah.
It could have made that.
Okay.
And you didn't. And all you did was spend your days doing this. You know, for what? You don't even know how long you really have. You know, you could only. He's trying to prevent aging, but really, like death could come to you at any minute, and it's not because of aging. It could come to you about anything, like in any way.
Yeah.
So,
But you know, he's probably gonna be out here like being like, I'm doing this for like future studies.
100%.
He wants to be like a leader in this type of research.
100%. So, Zolman, the doctor, we're back to him,
Yeah.
says regarding these fat transfers to his face, which could be considered cosmetic, he defends it by saying, if you restore young fat level distribution throughout the whole body, now they're talking about the whole body here, throughout the whole body, you're going to have less toxic compounds being secreted and affecting the rest of the body, and you're going to have things like better heat control. If you had no fat, you'd be fucking dead. I'm literally reading this word by word from him. This is a quote from him.
Yes, we understand that.
Okay.
You need body fat. Okay.
God, this guy has to be also insufferable.
That's why anorexia, like, and all those things come with those problems of like, unable to maintain heat, and that's why they literally start growing hair on their body to like maintain that heat.
Yeah.
So yes, we know this.
If you had no skin, you'd be fucking dead. No shit. Anyway, this guy, I'm telling you, he sounds like a peach.
Yeah, he's 29. So let's remember that he's 29.
He sounds like a peach of a person. Anyway, these are not aesthetic organs. So that's him defending himself when it comes to these fat transfers.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Each month, he also enters dozens of medical procedures, some quite extreme, I mean, more extreme than what I've read, I don't know, and painful, and then measures the results with additional blood tests, MRIs, ultrasounds, and colonoscopies.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yo, this guy's getting like daily like propofol. That's best sleep of his life.
Like,
Have you ever had propofol before?
so.
I've never had propofol before.
I think so. Maybe for my either like my sebaceous cyst like removal or my knee surgery. No, my knee surgery was
Apparently, the
I don't know.
propofol is like the best sleep thing you
I've
could
heard.
possibly get.
I've heard. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Anyway, so they're really into the rectum here. Too.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know. Like it just keeps coming up.
I was thinking
It
to myself,
keeps
I was
coming
like, what is going on with the colonoscopies? And it's so random about the polyposis thing.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Like,
does he have like a family history that he wants to prevent or something?
it didn't come up in the article.
Maybe
but-
he doesn't disclose it, but I'm just very interested on why specifically they want to prevent that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah. So okay.
colon
So
health. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
all this work the doctors say has started to pay off. Bryan's body is, and they measure it, getting medically younger. Okay. Which is kind of creepy if you really think about it.
But like medically younger, as in like what? Because there are people that are smokers and are older than their age.
Yeah.
So then when they start like smoking cessation,
Yeah.
healthier diet, and all these things, you are going to get healthier and younger in a sense because you are technically healthier.
Right.
I know there's sometimes that damage is damage and
Yeah.
when it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I guess we're gonna measure how much.
I guess. Yeah. I guess that's part of the whole experiment.
And to tell you, like aging, like we can go real deep on like anti-aging and stuff like that. There's been so much research like on Alzheimer's, things that prevent
A lot of it's coming up
Alzheimer's.
now.
Yeah,
Like,
it is, and it is amazing research and very interesting.
It's a big topic that's come up now.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
there's like a lot of things that we're doing and a lot of aesthetic procedures and stuff like that that's also helping us, like, so it's not just young from the within, but young outside as well. So it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be something that we're gonna be seeing a lot more in medicine, and it's gonna be super interesting. You know, yes, I'm sure that even if they don't reverse 25% of like youth for
Right.
him in his organs, I'm one thing that I do feel is going to happen in this is that they're going to get a lot of information.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think that there's going to
This
be a
is-
lot of things like branching off.
100%. Look, if anything, he's right. Bryan is right in the sense that a lot has done come out of it, like you say. Like a lot of studies could come out branching from this experiment, and you could take this for like so many different avenues, like from gut health to skin to all of it. You know, there's a lot of different avenues that could be like picked up from this.
For
But-
sure.
So then one of his doctors, last name Toll, said that his tests show that he's reduced his overall biological age by at least 5 years. The results suggest that he has the heart of a 37-year-old, the skin of a 28-year-old, and the lung capacity and fitness of an 18-year-old.
I mean, but look at the stuff that I think a lot of this just comes from diet and exercise. Like I
100%.
don't know this whole entire plasma thing is, I just don't like, I would want them to give us more information on, because this is, yes, diet and exercise everyone can do, but the main point of this article was this tri-generational transfusion.
Blood swapping situation.
Exactly. So I would want to know, how is it exactly that they are studying that is also contributing to his anti-aging or his age reversal.
Yeah.
So because with diet and exercise, dude, you're not a vegan diet. Everyone, like, there's been plenty of studies showing that yes, like it could be kind of like restrictive in a sense, but in general, a vegan diet is very healthy and it's very good for you.
Very clean.
And it's very clean. It's very like whole foods and stuff like that. But and exercise, like there's a ton of like research studies coming out that like just exercising minimizes your risk of Alzheimer's and dementia by like a crazy amount.
Yeah. And I think it also helps, correct me if I'm wrong, with like overall like organ damage, like liver damage and all that. Like,
because you're circulating, you're eliminating toxins, you're, you know, like you're getting your heart rate up, which is like how you're exercising.
Yeah.
It's like what you do to like kind of rev up your system a little bit. But anyways, there's a ton of benefits to all of that. But even like, so just with diet and exercise, yes, you're going to have a healthier heart.
Yeah.
You're exercising, your lung volumes are going to improve because you have to inhale and like take deeper breaths and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'm interested to know how the plasma portion of it, or how they know that some of this is coming from.
And that's the thing, like this came from a Bloomberg article written by Ashley Vance, and it was because she was invited over to his place in Venice.
Okay.
And she went through all of this. She interviewed him. She even had dinner with him.
I want to know what she said about the food.
So that's what I'm looking at while you were saying everything, you know, important thing you were saying. But like her dinner with this guy was, so this is what she says. In September, shortly before I walked up to his door in Venice for dinner, he texted to warn me that he just had some fat injected into his face and seemed to be suffering an allergic reaction to the excruciating procedure, which is a fat both of things.
Excruciating procedure.
It's the fat scaffolding that we were talking about.
Where? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a result, he said he might look weird. She says he was not
I
wrong.
might look a little off.
Yeah. She further goes on to say in the article, when he opened the door, I could barely recognize him. His face was so puffed up, it looked like he'd spent the afternoon chugging bee venom. Listen to this. Stranger still, his pale skin was glowing. Absent of most of the flaws that accompany middle age, he could have been mistaken for a big swollen porcelain doll.
Oh my god.
Of course, there's no photo of that.
Yeah,
Like, he would not allow that. Like, I mean, how? So she further on goes to say the procedure, he said, wasn't the usual Hollywood, like I had said earlier, look younger filler. It was the first in a series of the fat scaffolding and whatnot and all that stuff. And that's where the doctor goes on to say about like how he defended that and all that. So okay, now, so Johnson prepared dinner for her, and I'm gonna go ahead and read what happened in that dinner because oh my god, it's gonna be great. This is what they ate. This is how it all went down. So she says, a sample of his typical fare. So he made her a sample of what he typically eats. On the young side, so this is what she considered, you know, okay. I was given something called nutty pudding, which consisted of
Puree number one.
number one, which consisted of almond milk, macadamia nuts, walnuts, flaxseed, half a Brazil nut, just half of it. You better not have a whole thing.
Yeah.
Sunflower lectin,
Less than.
that. Cinnamon, cherries, blueberries, raspberries, and pomegranate juice.
Sounds like bird food. I'm just being honest. It sounds like something that my mom would make for her birds and feed it to them.
100%. I think I've done that. But I would give the whole Brazil nut.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
You know what it reminds me of for some reason? Do you remember the wild thornberries?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember?
Eliza.
Okay, yeah. Do you remember her sister Deborah? There was an episode where Deborah needed to wash her hair, and she made some like you know they live, they live like in the jungle.
Yeah.
So she made like some concoction and she put it in her hair to like wash her hair, and
Oh, it
then,
was
like
like this?
the like all the animals came to like eat off of her hair. I don't know why I just thought of that because it sounds like it. Yeah, it literally sounds like what she put in her hair. But anyways, okay.
Yeah. She just says the words delicious. But I think she allegedly, I think
delicious.
my interpretation of her, of reading her words, it sounds sarcastic to me. I highly recommend you guys read this article because it's, I mean, I'm reading a lot of it, you know, for this, but it's still great. And of course, I'm not reading the whole thing, but it's still great. I'm like picked from here and picked from research articles and whatever. I made my own notes, but you should read this article. And of course, I'm going to link it. But anyway, on the yuck side, this is what she considers a yuck side. I also had to eat a mound of vegetables that had been pureed into a gray-brown goop.
Puree number 2. So far, this guy has only had puree. Okay.
Gray-brown goop. So it's like
Bomi. Why is it puree?
I don't.
What is the difference?
I guess he shouldn't use his teeth too much because then he ages his teeth. I don't know. I don't know these things. Anyway, once upon a time, it consisted, this gray-brown goop, consisted of black lentils, broccoli, cauliflower, mushrooms, garlic, ginger root, lime, cumin, apple cider vinegar, hemp seeds, and olive oil. all of which sound fine on their
On their
own.
own.
But when put together and blended, it felt and tasted like dirt paste.
It sounds like dirt paste.
This guy is not living. This is his typical fare. This is his typical dinner. Oh, I am 100% a tourist at heart. I live through my stomach.
Yeah.
I enjoy eating.
Yeah.
Take me to a good place or make me something good, or I'll make my damn self something good. And I will sit there, and it's one of the best moments of my day
No.
to eat that delicious thing. And you're telling me you're going to rob me from that? Hell no. I'll die. Let me just die already.
Yeah.
Let me just die already. Fuck this. I don't want to live to 150 living like this. Like, take it. Take it all. Take everything.
My poor child. This is what I fed her. I fed her boulet.
No, but you didn't feed her broccoli, cauliflower, mushrooms, garlic, ginger root, lime, cumin, apple cider vinegar, hemp seeds, and olive oil.
And all of, just to throw a little fat in there. Because, you know, the half of Brazil knows.
So that was the entree.
What?
That was the entree. Yeah. They started with the yummy thing at first, you know, the thing with the fruits or whatever, you know, the nutty putty thing. That was like the appetizer, I guess you could say. The dirt paste was the entree. And then comes dessert.
I'm about to die.
No. I mean, it's not. It's crazy in the sense of what it needs.
Okay.
So listen, as she says, for dessert, we had chocolate, but not just any chocolate. Okay, so chocolate sounds fine, right? Sounds like more
like
normal.
100% dark chocolate.
Probably like the most normal thing that we've read from
Yeah.
his diet right now. Chocolate for dessert, right? Okay. We had chocolate, but not just any chocolate. With this is according to him.
Okay.
Now he says with Blueprint, his company, there are layers. You can say chocolate is good for you. Then the next layer is dark chocolate is better for you. And then there is this Dutching process, like Dutching, like in like the country, like you come from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Dutch. Anyway, process that people sometimes do to chocolate where they alkalize it to take away the bitterness, but it ruins much of the value. So you want non-Dutch dark chocolate, and you want some that has been tested for heavy metals. It continues. And then you want chocolate from regions of the world that have the highest concentration of polyphenols. Polyphenols, did I say that right?
Yeah, okay, cool.
Which is what you're trying to get. Unless you're looking at the fifth layer of polyphenol concentration, you're really getting very little benefit. So you're telling me I can't even enjoy
Like a diva?
chocolate. And I love dark chocolate.
I know, I like dark chocolate too.
Fucking love dark
I
chocolate.
prefer
And I
it.
like the 70%
Yeah.
coca, like the
Me too.
bitter shit, like, you know, which people say is a better
I
one. Or
like
you,
it.
whatever. And I'm there like, oh yeah,
It's delicious, yeah.
this freaking guy is taking that from me too. Probably. She says, of course, what everybody here, what we've been saying this whole time, the lifestyle seems exhausting. Yeah. But Johnson revels, as does his 17-year-old son Talmadge. Does he really?
I can't imagine his
And one
doing
thing
this.
that they don't mention, which I really wonder, and I wonder why it wasn't mentioned too, which, when did this start of taking the blood from his child? Because he's 17, he's underage,
Yeah.
right? So you're already starting there. And he's under legal age, let's say. So when did he start taking blood from his kid?
I don't know.
Because I swear to God, if I hear that he started taking blood from his kid at 5, I'll slap a bitch.
Yeah, I mean,
Because that's my kid. Like, my kid right now is 5. That's why I thought of 5.
yeah.
And God forbid somebody stands in front of me. It's like, I want to take the blood of your child so I can look younger. I will put you 6 feet under.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. Like, no questions asked. I'm like, you're dead.
Not only that, but just like the specific lifestyle that like you're living. That's your kid, bro. Like that is your kid,
And you're using it for vanity, for the sake of looking young.
Yeah.
Like okay, like the movie "You're My Sister's Keeper," whatever. That's hard. That's real hard, and that's a very, very hard topic. And there's many ways of viewing it. And it's because you know the other sister had cancer, you know, whatever. So she's done. But this is literally for vanity. Like that's. And then what I wanted to end up with in this episode with two things, like the author. Like I said, Ashley Vance, after the dinner at Bryan's house, she used a cardiac health monitor on herself there at the house. And when the results showed that her results weren't far off of Bryan's, she said it felt like a small victory for paunchy 45-year-old Scotch lovers everywhere. And I'm like, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
You imagine his face?
God. He must
have been like, yo, I would have walked out of there like,
I would have thrown the dirt pudding at her.
now take me to McDonald's. And give me a fucking drink.
Yeah, I know. Give me a fucking drink and take.
And that's what she said for Scott Lovers Everywhere. I'm like, yo, I love this author. But yeah. And then the I don't remember if it was this article or another article based on the same thing, but he's not the only one that's obsessed with like doing extremes. Of course, he takes it to a whole other extreme.
Yeah.
But like examples, Novak, the tennis.
Yeah, the tennis
Yeah.
player.
He's 35, sometimes hangs out in pressurized egg.
He's 35.
Yeah.
He looks older. Right?
Yeah, he hangs out in a pressurized egg to enrich his blood with oxygen and gives pep talks to glasses of water, hoping to purify them with positive thinking before he drinks them.
Wow.
Tom Brady, 45. Imagine
Tom Brady.
Okay.
Don't be weird, Brady.
Oh, no, he is weird. Oh, and his diet? Oh, go into that tangent later.
Oh my god.
Go into that tangent. Okay, supposedly he takes all these age-defying supplements.
Okay.
Hydration powders and playability spheres. Don't even know. LeBron James, 38, is said to spend $1.5 million a year on his body.
Damn.
So, yeah, I mean, Bryan Johnson's not the only one, like, spending a lot of money on, like, keeping himself fit, healthy, trying to, like, stop age or at least slow it down or whatever. But he takes it to a whole other extreme. He takes it to. So, yeah, so that was this episode. It was a long one, but I think it was a good one. And I feel like I need to eat something real fatty and disgusting.
Disgusting,
now,
yeah. And delicious.
And delicious. Yeah, I can.
And maybe a little bit of scotch.
Jerk paste, yeah. We'll probably switch over to mimosas now.
I cannot believe that was his dinner. Does he have anything solid?
I don't know. Maybe the chocolate. Maybe. I don't know. Because it's like this super fucking special chocolate that you get from God only knows where, because God forbid, the heavy metals and I don't know what, and the percentage of the polyphenols. So thank you for tuning in, and subscribe, and check us out on the next one.
Yes. What's our next one going to be?
I have it here. Yes.
Oh, you're going to want to stay.
You're going to want to stay for the next one. It's very salacious.
Very salacious. Very R-rated.
Hence the paywall. Yeah. And that's what you get for Patreon. Patreon, you got these weird, off the handle topics.
Yeah.
R-rated topics. All these things because you're paying for it and we're giving it to you. We're giving it to you.
I remember. Oh my god. Julia.
It's Patreon.
It's the Celsius. The Celsius. Oh.
What was that?
What was that? We just saw some pictures. I don't know what we saw. But anyways, I remember after we hit 100 Patreons, Julie's gonna have jackfruit.
No.
With pulled pork jackfruit.
What's gonna happen when it's in front of me?
She's gonna eat it. Because she promised you guys.
I can't. Okay. Alright. Okay. See you in the next one then. Alright.
Bye guys.
Like, comment, review us on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, etc.
Check us out on Instagram and TikTok at Funny Medicine Podcast. Our Gmail is funnymedicine305@gmail.com. And remember, we are not diagnosing you.
Definitely not. Just funny stuff.
See you later, guys.